This week's episode is brought to you by our beautiful friends at Budgy Smuggler. Budgy Smuggler is an Australian-owned and an Australian-made brand, bringing back the classic smugglers whilst having a laugh. The Budgy gang are offering Dyl Friends fam a huge offer on their own custom smugglers. You can now get a free custom design during March. Free custom design. That's absolutely anything that you can imagine on a pair of Budgy Smugglers. Now, your mates, girlfriends, sports clubs, golf trips, hens, bucks parties, and everything else in between can have their own pair of custom smugglers made up at no extra charge. So jump on the website at budgysmuggler.com.au and use the code Dyl Friends. The link will also be in the show notes. Let's go. All right, Footy Friends 2022. What a lineup we have. This is special. Deledio, welcome to you, my friend.
Oh, thanks, Dyl. I feel really privileged to be here. I'm just not sure whether I'm a late ring in or you genuinely want me to be here.
There's nothing wrong with being a late in.
You were first pick. You were actually always in this year.
Oh, right.
Tommy was getting dropped.
Was he?
But then Tony Armstrong, obviously, he couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So,
ABC
Tommy,
duties.
Oh, I said it, Dyl. I'm travelling emergency as per. So if you need me, call me out.
You know the ropes for that
Done
one.
me ground balls, mate. I'm at the back. I'm ready to go.
In the WhatsApp group, it's the old Tony Armstrong left.
Yeah.
And Brett Deledio was added.
He's added in.
And
it's like it's funny with Tony. And look, it's fair to say Tony is taken off now. He, even before that, he was still on the rise. And I thought last year might have been the last we'd sort of seen of him. He's getting very, very big, very, very famous, which is rightly so because he's a very talented person. And I love him still, even though, he's left us. But he was too busy. He was on the project tonight. So it's fair enough.
What he did to get there, though, is...
Was it Waleed Ali or Tommy Sheridan? Who you want to...
Oh, do you reckon Tommy's really put him up, do you reckon? Do you reckon
I'm a bit lost with where years ago. I was going to say what Tony, his little slip up on today's show. I was talking about that.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, it does. Hey, gentlemen, how are we? Tommy, start with you, my friend.
Good, mate.
Those
good.
big horse teeth near that microphone, you make sure you stay away.
Good, mate. Good. Busy. Back in Melbourne, finding me feet. It's good. I'm
busy.
looking forward to it.
You are busy, and you've got the Ausmerican Aces, which is pumping at the moment.
Juggling two things at the moment. Yep. So Ausmerican Aces, the sports club that we spoke about last time. Obviously got Rick's, the Sunnies that have been working me backside off. Mick's got them on. Lids is
waiting for mine to...
Yeah, well, Lids off, mate.
Oh, there they are.
I've brought them through. The Tribecas and the Champagne Glaze. Mickey's got the grand. We've got a big sale on actually next Monday. So if this is...
it's on
Today we're releasing this. It is Monday obviously now. So releasing it tonight. So that'd be good timing. So if anyone wants to check it out. But
definitely.
Mate, just a bit of fashion.
You're going to give us a code?
Well, everything will be slashed on the site.
Dyl
and Friends is still active for every time there's no discount. But
still feed that code's still feeding the family.
Yeah, just feed. I think a tuna and rice last week. So just got that on the table there, Lids. But that's me, mate.
He's busy.
He is busy.
But he just said that he's had six 5 a.m.ers in the last 9 days.
Yeah, well, is that partying or is it more just
that's
late
working.
Hustling and working and watching Gary Vee videos?
Weddings. I mean, weddings are hard work if they're close friends, and there's an expectation as a single 28-year-old to kind of rock up in some sort of shape and give a bit.
Well, you've been doing plenty of those loops that I've seen on your Instagram, that running track.
I have, yeah. And I think I've done another couple of carbs.
Well, join the club.
A few carbs between us. Hey, Brettles, how are you, my friend?
Very well, thank you,
It's annoying, but you're still looking as fit as ever.
Thanks, mate.
You're looking great.
Well, I don't feel it around the midriff.
Give us a spell.
But, I've got a little gym set up out home because 3 kids at home now. The little one's about to turn 1 in a month, so that's keeping me busy. But night sessions, mate, that's all I've got.
HBD to the kids, mate, and that's fantastic. Now, you look incredible. I look great. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see my...
I want you... what are you doing with those biceps, man?
Yeah, they're fantastic. See, the thing about me, Tommy, is I don't carry excess weight, mate. And you can look good, you can have big biceps. But for me, it's more about functionality. Where do you use your biceps when you're podcasting? You know what I mean? Like, it's not making me a better podcast by having big biceps.
Yeah, mate, I can't disagree with that comment.
So
I said, look at them. They look at
You should have oiled them. That's what you should have done.
Should have lubed them up.
The worst part is about my rig at the moment is more just the golf tan that you get, and it looks like my arm is a cigarette butt. So like you've got the big bit here, and this is the butt here. But anyway, let's move on from that.
I reckon you could slide that wedding ring over your wrist.
Oh, it's disgusting. It is disgusting. But hey, we're his number one ticket holder. We've got the man himself, the coach here, in the seat next to us too. Mickey Barlow, how you are, my friend?
They all watch this and listen to this as well. That's how I connect with my players. You know,
no wonder they're successful.
Simon Goodwin said you got to find a way to connect with your players.
Yep.
And one day one of them walked past me and said, "Heard you on Dyl's podcast the other day. And I was like, well, gee whiz. So these boys, you have more of a pull over my playing group than I do.
Shout out to the new captains, Tommy Dribble.
I was going early on that one.
Say that again.
Tom Gribble. Fuck.
Yeah,
I
so
can't,
big
we
shout
can't
out.
disrespect him.
But stand up.
I'm going to say,
and,
shout out to Tommy Gribble
and Dom Brew.
and Dom Brew,
Co-captains.
co-captains.
If you stand up, number one on your back, so you are a big fan of Hudson Garoni, obviously.
And I just love the way he goes about it. Not just on the field, but off the field.
What's
he
your
play?
favourite attribute
Well,
of him?
attributes of him is in and under. He's that bloke that you
6
know
foot
what you're
6
going
full forward.
Exactly. And the thing is, you know what you're going to get when he rocks up on game day. You know he's going to give his best.
He was the one that actually said to me,
Fantastic.
he heard me on your podcast.
Well, that's why I'm wearing his number on my back.
I love that you're going with the in and under, and he's a big key.
Hudson. Yeah, the funny thing about you though, Tommy, is the thing that Hudson and I talk about is that yes, he's a big key, but that doesn't. He's not capping himself at full forward. He thinks he can still get up and play in that sort of mid role and that high half forward. Anyway, boys, there's a lot to get through today, and I do love this time of the year. And today as well, as much as we're having fun, it's great to see us. It's great to see some old friends. We have some good brains of footy in here today. Now, Tom, I'm not looking at you, but I'm looking at the Brett Deledios of the world, who's AFL player manager at Max Sports.
Yes.
And we love Max Sports, don't
Thank
we?
you, mate. We do.
Jeez, if I was managed by Max Sports, I'd still be playing.
I reckon you would.
I reckon.
We'd have a rehab program specially for you,
Yeah.
designed by myself, who's done most of it.
Exactly.
But, Tommy, we could have helped you out with the carbs as well.
Any young players out there that we can give a quick shout out?
Just a quick shout out to one young bloke we've got for this year. Big Ruckman, loves Maxi Gorn. But we're sitting down with the introduction meeting that we had with him over in SA, and he actually turns to me. I said, "Man, any more questions?" And he turns to me and he says, "What's a lot being taken to the square?" And I said, "Get out. That's it. That'll do me." Big Harry Barnett from
Facts,
West Adelaide, mate.
facts.
Look out for him coming through. But
Big shout out.
I was they knocked me off my chair. I was done.
I'll have his jumper on next year. That'd be good. We love that. Mick, yourself, mate, how is it all going? How's the team looking this year?
Team's looking good at this stage because we haven't started.
Yep.
Yeah, first round in a couple of weeks, a few practice matches in.
Best pre-season ever.
That's it. It's been a long one. We've only played 9 games in 2 years, so
How's the chemistry down there, Mick?
chemistry's good, Tom.
Locker room?
Locker room's good, but we're on the hunt for some time, about 18 months. Everything was good. Players were intact, club doctor, high performance team was purring, coaches. Couldn't find a bloody runner to run the messages on game day.
I just did me calf.
I went to our esteemed leader here, Dylan,
Marathon runner
and
too.
I said, Dylan, mate,
Did a marathon.
can you do running? And he goes, yep, no worries. I'm happy to do it. Tell him I'm coming out. A couple of weeks pass. And then he goes, oh, mate, bad news. I can still do it, but I'm also doing Carlton Reserves and GWS Giants when they're in town.
He's palmed you off.
And guess how many of those I actually did?
Nil.
None. None of them. I've literally screwed them on for all of them.
You know what his
Anything.
middle name is?
Spoofy.
Integrity. It's Mr. Integrity, mate.
Integrity.
I FaceTimed him the day that we had the Battle of Werribee versus GWS out at Werribee. And Dyl, the busiest man in the world, I thought, I'll actually FaceTime him here and see how busy he is. Walking the dog down at the park, like, big bags under his eyes. He's like, oh.
Well, look, gentlemen, and unfortunately, you know, Lids and I maybe can converse in this, but when you retire at the end of your career and you've given it everything you have, and you're very happy with the accolades that you've wrapped up in that time, and you leave the game and you're esteemed, and everyone goes, good on you boys. Do you think we want to fucking hang around with you losers? No.
What do you put me in your basket?
We don't. So
Who was the runner this year?
Going into this year,
Yeah.
last year we had Mario, brother-in-law of Nick Daffy. Remember Nick Daffy?
I don't know.
Did you ever play with Nick Daffy?
I didn't play with Daff, but I know Daff.
Daff man.
Daff. So
fantastic.
Mario and Luke Gallagher, one of our coaches, were runners, but we've shifted Luke. He's gone. He's still with the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running, let's push him to the side and get someone else out there.
Someone with
Yeah.
a bit more
Yeah.
endurance.
Hey, it's cutthroat, your industry you're looking to go into.
Cutthroat, especially when you're running for 3 teams. It's hard to sort of keep up with,
At one
with
time.
everyone. Yeah, with everyone. Hey, boys, thoughts on, you know, what I said before about back into the season, and it's been a weird sort of start. Like these community games, I love the community games that they go out and play in the community, don't get me wrong, but it's sort of like, are you going to do it properly or not do it at all?
You want a cup?
Well, the old Wizard Cup days, I'm not
Yeah.
saying I want that back, but
So you can get some blokes holding it up, no smiles, and
exactly.
really proud of it.
Well, it's just like nearly don't have it at all because I think it's sort of spoiling round one. I'd just rather I'm not
You've got to
watching.
have hit outs, though, and people want footy to watch, don't you think?
Yeah,
Yes.
as a player, I know it's probably as a spectator, but as a player, you need that that hit.
You do need the hit.
As a freelance media operator picking up a couple of checks, I was happy for the community series to
Well,
go ahead.
mate, that was my grand final.
I'm 0 from 1 today. Fantastic. I think I played more community games than AFL games, to be honest. So to be honest, all those players out there that are enjoying this time of the
Just
year.
on them, and you guys, because you guys are always, you probably picked. I used to find they were that hard, and I reckon you blokes didn't try that hard because we used to get smacked in pre-season games, and I'd be coming off going, I'm no chance next week. I'm no chance.
Yeah.
And then the next week, so we get smacked in the pre-season, and we come out and bolt in round one with this very similar team. I'm going, where was that last week, fellas?
Yeah.
Did you guys try your hardest in those games?
I think you're trying a lot of different things, or the coaches are looking after their players to get them through to round one because it's a run under the belt and you're trying to get a few different hits and whatever else. But I always thought that you're trying your hardest because you didn't want to take bad form into round one because that's when you want to be performing at your best, didn't you?
Big shout out to Mount Barker and Kalgoorlie and all the regional towns in WA. Love them. I love WA and I love all those places, but playing a community level game against Adelaide and Mount Barker or playing at Subiaco in front of 45,000 in round one, you feel a bit more on top of the ground in round one than you do out at Mount Barker.
Yeah, it was a bit of a stitch up when you finally get to pull the jumper on and you look at what game you got a game for and it's out in like shit knows, I don't know where it is. And you're like, I've just had the chance to pull on this jumper to play a game of AFL and it's not even in the city.
Oh, like I said, that was me grand finals.
We love it. Hey, I want to talk to Lids and Mick about this. Now, before we get into all our stats, before we get into our calls, because, gee whiz, we made some incredible ones last year, some very big ones, some very bad ones. Give us what you think this year's going to look like. Now, Lids, you're working, you do some calling with ABC.
Yep.
Very articulate.
Am I?
You're incredible.
Thanks.
You're a student of the game. What's your views this year? Is anything changing? Because look, if we're going to get let's actually talk footy for a second seriously.
Yeah.
The tradition of the past has been this come forward pressure. Okay,
Yep.
Richmond being the trendsetters in this, like just come forward, come forward, come forward. What beats that? Or are we still just who is the best come forward team?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like it's I thought what did used to beat it was maybe that West Coast hold on to the footy chip mark, but that got pulled apart big time last year, didn't it? And they also lost with a lot of players not on the field. I mean, that helps if you got your best players playing, but I think Melbourne have shown that that's the way to play, even the Bulldogs, is keep it going forward, but having big-bodied midfielders in there that can go up against each other makes a huge difference to your team, but having blokes at the front end as well that can catch it makes a big difference as well. So, mate, look, to answer your question, I haven't got the answer as to what it looks like. I just think it's the team that can execute the best for the longest seems to hold out and win the game.
The reason I ask, because Mick, you will understand this, is when you're coaching a team, and obviously Damon Hardwick's done an incredible job at coaching the Tigers, and they've been super, super successful in what they do. But to beat Tigers and to beat that game plan, you actually have to change it up. You can't beat them at their game they're already playing because they're the best at it. You have to change the game plan completely.
Yeah, well, in the middle part of the 2010s, Fremantle were a very good side. Top 4, 3 years in a row, I reckon. Mm-hmm. Only one team had it over us in that period. It was the Hawks. So in 2016, we thought we were going to change the game plan to beat the Hawks. We didn't beat the Hawks that year, but we also went zip and 10 to start the year. So there's a bit about you've got to do what you do well and embrace what you do very well and not get too caught up. And I don't think the Doggies are a side that will get too caught up at all on that last day in the season last year because they were doing so much right and there was that patch of 40 minutes of football where Melbourne were airborne and I don't think anyone was bringing them down. So, yeah, I think the better teams are very set in the ways they play and they 90% back themselves in and might find 5 to the rest 10% or whatever it is, if I'm doing the math correctly, about how they adjust on a weekly basis to counteract what the opposition's doing. It's
interesting, isn't it? Like there's been a big focus on exactly what you're saying, like that defense of teams of late, like the pressure coming forward, turnovers and you score. But from what I've heard this year, and this is, of just passing conversation with players that I've, know and I've had, and this is through multiple clubs, not just one club or two clubs, it's through multiple clubs, is the emphasis on like offense has been bigger than ever.
Yeah, right.
Which surprises me.
Yeah.
Because when I was playing offense was, you score off your defense, you know what I mean? But then now it's just all offense.
I think, I agree with that, but I also look at the way Melbourne defend and their ability to have Gawn drop out of a forward 50 stoppage. Number one ruckman in the game drops out of their forward 50 stoppage to go and pick up Stephen May, Jake Lever's man, and allows them to get one behind. So even if you get that through, you're kicking back to their spare bloke who's just dropped off. But I agree. Their ability to hit targets but also play with speed doesn't allow you to defend them on the way back through. So, I think both of them, it's almost the yin and yang. Yeah. They work in conjunction with each other.
It was because my point before about going into that game about the Doggies versus Melbourne in the grand final. Everyone was like, well, they can't allow Lever to be free. But Lever was free, or May was free for a lot of that game. Because I think the Doggies, it's like, you know what? Don't worry about them. Like, let's acknowledge what we're doing really, really well. But to Lids's point, it comes down a lot to personnel, doesn't it? Like the Gawn situation, flexibility to actually play as a key position player defensively as well as ruck. And then you've got Lever, May, fully fit and firing. That midfield, a lot of the stuff we're going to discuss is personnel.
Yep.
And there's a reason they're really good players, and if you get enough of a chunky enough amount in there, they're going to be a good team as well.
Trino, speaking of the Ds, how do they go this year? I know you're a big fan of the Ds towards late last year. I was actually on the Doggies. I thought they were going to win. You were telling me the Ds won. They did. Do they back it up? Because there's just still this relationship with the Demons still. As good as they've been, do they still have that trust?
Yeah, they do, and I reckon the big thing that Petrarca said early in the year when they wanted to be known for being those contested ball beasts, and I reckon one of the most important thing is the contested footy and the versatility in the midfield, because you're seeing more people go through the midfield, and I reckon the D's, like you said, you want the big bodies, but they're quick.
Yep, they've got to be explosive.
And they're explosive.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a big body, but if you're slow. You can have a couple, but they're explosive. And I reckon they're starting to, again, they had no injuries last year, remember? So take a couple out of them, take a couple out. How do they gel? I don't know. But yeah, the Ds will be right up there. They're top 4.
Love it. All right, boys, let's get into it. Let's get into these questions that we've got. We love going through this. Let's start with you, Mickey Barlow. Let's go rising star. Best young player this year that you're looking forward to watching?
Heath Chapman. Heard the name?
No.
Who's he play for?
I actually haven't heard the name.
Freo.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
We've got a lot of Fremantle attributes on there. But Heath Chapman, shoulder injury last year, early in the season. Speaking of the community series, no one would have watched this because it was on about midnight Victorian time. But Heath Chapman, put him to bed, half back, lots of, I think he had 30 plus. Smooth mover, Stephen Hill type of movements in how he goes about it. So,
geez, he was loved at Freo, wasn't he, Stephen Hill?
He was.
My goodness.
Well, still is. You don't, once you walk out the doors, you still,
obviously.
Are you?
Yeah, they love you down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Heath Chapman for mine. There, Dyl, for Rising Star.
Riddles?
I wasn't sold on this young bloke. I've watched a little bit of the under-18s, obviously coming through because that's where my business is.
Your bread is buttered.
Yeah, my bread is buttered. But I've watched the both games that Collingwood's played. Nick Dacos, mate, for mine, just for a young kid to come in and just look so composed. I thought he's built a little bit like you two blokes. I thought maybe he's not going to stand up, but mate, he's no worries whatsoever.
Yeah.
He just sees the game unfolding and very composed for a young bloke. So. Yeah, he's my tip, mate. Another number 1 pick taking out the NAB Rising.
Yeah, well done.
Who are some others?
Yeah.
Sammy Walsh, I reckon.
Yeah. There's a few others that we can't think of. How good is it these days? And I think it shows the times that we're in, but think about, and I'm saying this because I'm loving Nick Dacos, but think about if he had have gone into the AFL system maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago with the confidence he's got into an AFL club.
Yeah.
I just don't think it would have been the same reaction. It would have been chop down, mate. Earn your stripes. Earn your stripes. Yeah. Whereas now we have this culture, which is incredible, where these young players can walk in and yes, they have to earn their stripes, but they come in and they're supported to go, fantastic. Let's back this bloke in and actually respect the fact that he's putting himself out there to play well.
Everyone be themselves.
Be yourself. And I love it. I respect it more than anything. And to see that, I was a little bit, not concerned. I was loving what he was doing, but to then go out his first game and go, fuckers, here we go, 31, be the leading possession getter. You got to respect it. It's unbelievable. So I'm wrapped for him. I reckon he's going to do super, super things.
Yeah, I've got the great man as well, Nick Dacos. I think he's composed, he's mature. I wish I looked like him. He's a rooster. He's already got a rig on him.
Yeah.
and did it against the Giants midfield. So I respect the Giants obviously and their mids, and I know it's only the community series, but I think he'll play really well all year, and touch wood, he stays fit. I think he'll win it.
Yeah, superstar. Well, I went a little bit different because I didn't want to just read sort of like the Herald Sun and copy that.
So you've Google searched.
So I've Google searched a couple others. So one player that I do really like, and I don't want to stick to our clubs because I know Mick only picks Fremantle players, but I do want to talk about Finn Callahan because I do love this bloke.
Yep. Left
Left-footed from the Giants, the big boy, 191 centimetres, 86 kilos. Sandy boy at the Giants is going to be a superstar. From what I've heard from the boys, they love him. Okay, tick. Another one, and this young man...
Oh, we got two.
This young man, Brett, I actually want to get your opinion on. I think you might have done a bit of work with him, is... and I don't know a lot about him, but I've just heard that this player could be one of the best picks of the draft that we haven't seen yet.
Yep.
Denver, Granger, Barasse.
Yep. He was there after I got the
Just after them. Okay, sorry. Okay, I
didn't do a heap of work with Denver, but
if any.
Yeah.
What have you heard about him? What do you know about him? Because he's a big boy, 195 centimetres, 85 kilos, key defender.
Yeah.
Hasn't played yet?
No, I don't think he's played a senior game.
No, I don't think he's played a senior
He's
game.
played a couple.
No, sorry. He's played 5.
Yeah.
He's
There you
played
go.
5 games. But
Just, developing key back.
apparently
And,
just what's special about him?
well, his ability just to read the play, I think, and zone off, be that intercept type defender.
So what, like a Jake Lever type? Is that what we're looking at?
I reckon.
Yeah.
Similar to that. But he's had a bit of an injury interrupted start to his career, and just hopefully he can get it right, and get a real run at it. Because they're building almost a back line around him, sort of being the...
Yeah, it's exciting. Imagine being a young player with just building a back line around you.
Oh, no,
I know.
We're not sort of putting that sort of headline on him, but...
No, well, that's written now. You've said it.
Yeah, that's true.
How
pressure's on.
While we're on the topic as well, you obviously did some work down at Box Hill before getting into the management game. Sam Mitchell, you worked with him closely. How's he going to go this year?
Mate, I think he'll be very good footy brain. Sees it almost before it's happening. Just his ability to see it, but then explain it to young blokes, I thought was one thing that I really learnt from Sam, from working alongside him with the midfield stuff we were doing. So talking to a couple of our boys that are there under him, they've got great relationships with him, and that's what it's all about these days, I think, is that if the senior coach has got relationships with the whole group, then he's 70-80% of the way there.
Love it. Mickey B, take us off again, my friend. Surprise All Australian.
A surprise All Australian. Now, if I said the name Justin Mcinerney, where does it take you?
No.
Takes me to the Swans.
This gets me quite bloody excited because I'm feeling what I'm picking up what you're putting down right now because this is going to feature a lot in my talk tonight. So carry on, my friend.
I had a good year last year. Very good year. I don't know if he got a rising star or he got one really late.
I reckon he did.
Yeah, really late. Like when everyone, by around 20 and 21. When did you get your rising star nod?
Oh,
round
me?
eight.
Oh,
round 8.
Oh, sorry.
Took your time.
Oh, mine was round 2. But it was when I was nearly 30.
Haven't played the 10 games.
It was actually sorry, my rising star just to mention, it was actually on Brett. That was right. That was the game. And I took him to the square, yeah. That's actually honest.
The requirements around rising stars are that by rounds 20, 21, that sometimes they're, with all due respect, they're giving it to players that potentially get them dropped the next week because they haven't actually...
So are you saying the early ones or the later ones?
The later ones.
No, I disagree with you. Because early in the season, you're rewarding the best performance where the players might not actually be there later. Whereas later in the year, you're giving it to the players that have been consistent the whole year.
No, they're running out of players.
No.
They're running out of players by the end of the year.
They give it to the AIS kids, the shifters put through the 16 programs to make sure, look, he's in that rising. He's in that rising.
True.
The train had 25 and kicked 2 against Melbourne. Didn't get it, Nick. Work that out.
Melbourne were garbage at the time.
No, Melbourne was struggling, but who cares, mate? On top of the ground, only played 3 quarters.
Yeah, it's not a bad effort. Who'd they sub you on for?
I think Spied. Big Aaron
Yeah,
Sandland's
toe injury or
hurt his cheekbone or something.
So
Justin McInerney.
Justin McInerney, outside player last year. Watched a bit of his game on the weekend. Went inside a little bit. Had 30 plus.
Good Northern Knights.
Young,
Northern
handsome
Knights.
looking kind of individual.
Yeah, we love
He'll jump off the page and he can play inside, outside. Very good player. He'll be in the All Australian.
Fantastic.
There you go.
In team.
In the team.
Yeah,
Not just the 40.
He's in.
Okay.
Versatility.
I've gone with someone who's obviously I've had a little bit to do with, but
Denver Granger Barasse again, isn't he? Wasn't even there.
no, he's a bit longer into his career, not as young as Justin, who you were saying, but Jaden Short from Richmond. He hasn't been All Australian yet, but very consistent performer from off the halfback flank. If Richmond, win as many games as they have been over the last few years, but his consistency, averaging 26 odd and damaging by foot, I think he'll get his real chance.
Love it.
It's a hard one, this one.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. I struggle to. I don't want to put someone under the pump, but I'm going to get you to go first,
Okay,
man, because
yeah.
I've got a couple there. But to be honest, I don't want to lie to the people out there, and I don't want to put them under the most pressure.
That's beautiful that you're not going to do that to
I'm
everyone.
not
They
gonna
really
lie to them, but I
appreciate
think
it.
that,
They also thank you for wasting their time.
Oh, what I was going to say, well, you might as well. Tom
Yep.
Green will be All-Australian
Wow.
for the GWS Giants. He'll play inside mid. They've had too much going on in that midfield. He'll be the big body mid that we're talking
you go.
about.
Okay.
He is a beast.
He is.
He's
I have,
awesome.
and
We
we
actually
know
got the
him.
pleasure of playing with him
Yes.
in the NEFL.
Yes,
Yep.
indeed. And I think I might have as well.
They call him meat pies, Tom. You know, at half time,
Yeah.
he'd eat a meat pie.
Yeah, I can't believe my first session when I come down to the Giants, he was the 17-year-old, I think.
I thought he was like 30.
And he threw mummy out the way. They were doing like ruck contests. They got him to do it. And I said, who's this beast? He goes, he's not even 18 yet. Anyway, now he's there. He's ready to go. He's had a
Meat
tough, I
pies.
reckon he's had a tough couple of years. Leon hasn't left him in every week for what, I reckon he's a star.
Yep.
I think he'll cement his spot, and I think he'll be the big blonk inside all year, and I reckon he'll be All-Australian.
Yeah,
So
I don't
who's
mind
not
that.
playing in that midfield then? That's what I want to know.
I think, as I said, there'll be a few going through, but he'll be the big key.
He's
Yeah.
flustered. He
Yeah,
doesn't want to
yeah.
hurt the feelings of his mates.
No, you got Turano, you got Kelly, you got
Hopper.
Cogs, you got Hops. They're all going to come through, but they're going to. They can all play.
What
mid-
changes from
They get-
last year then if
they're
they're all
gonna
doing
Tom
the
Green was
same
playing
thing?
forward, mate. They wouldn't leave him in there. He was playing like 50-50. Leave the big fella in the guards.
Okay.
Let him get to work.
Let him get to work.
Let him get to work. He has a very, like, I don't want to put this title on him, but he has like a little bit of a mix of Cripper and Pendlebury. Like he's got that body of Pendlebury, the body of Cripper, but he's got that timing where he when those players stop and they just like hold the ball and just draw the handball in. It's like
He's very good.
His handball highlights by the end of his career would be unbelievable.
Like Ben Cunnington.
Yeah, and he also
Clonk
eats a lot of
over
meat. He also eats a lot of meat pies at half time.
Does he?
My surprise All-Australian this year, not so much of a surprise in terms of we know this player is capable of, but their journey and what they've been through, and in the documentary or in the book they write one day will be incredible. I reckon Sam Doherty will come back and be an All-Australian
there
this
you
year.
go.
I know he's a friend of mine. I do love him to death, but you can see in his eyes what he's about to do. So I'm going to put that one
38
there.
on return.
Yeah, 38 on return in the twos. He's got a fire in the belly. It's fair to say he's a young 18-year-old again. The one that's a surprise though that I do want to bring, and it's a bit to Mick's point before. I love this player. Probably one of my favourite players in the competition towards even last year and even to come. Errol Goulden.
Yeah, Silk.
I love this kid.
Yeah.
Love this kid. Beautiful left footer from the Swans, who's going to feature a lot in my sort of talks tonight. But yeah, I just reckon this guy's going to be a genuine star. And I love the fact that, I don't get too much into the Swans at the moment, but I just love the fact that they've got these players like Heaney, Mills, Goulden,
Campbell.
but they just all play anywhere.
Yep.
Like it's just, they can just all rotate.
His horse's
move
favourite.
around.
I asked him on the radio. So
There
who's
you
your
go.
favourite of all these young guns you got? He says, really like Errol Goulden.
Me too, horse. Me too, horsey. So he's mine.
Like it.
Love it.
All
Fantastic.
Australian.
Yeah, I've got him all Australian. Top 8 surprise, boys. Let's move on to some teams. Who do we think's going to maybe slide up from the bottom into the top 8 this year, and why?
Just skip to Leeds because mine's.
Fremantle?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Okay.
Guys, yeah.
Do you think they'll?
Do you actually think that, or are you just trying to keep the
genuinely-
purple
I
army
genuinely
happy?
do.
What if they're in a hub over here?
They won't be.
No, they won't be. Do you know, can I just say something on Fremantle before we'll probably bring it up 6 more times? One thing I think Fremantle need to do this year that I loved last year, bring back the OG
Yes,
strip.
with the green.
It was unbelievable. Like the purple, white, red and green.
They should wear it with purple shorts as well.
It is so cool. It is so nice.
It's on the money, man. I think
It's a beautiful
I think
jumper.
I was there the week they did it. It looks unreal.
I reckon it's one of my favourite jumpers in the AFL. Like,
I reckon they sold out as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, it would be no brainer to do it again. Maybe do it.
don't get me wrong, I do love the one they've got at the moment
Yeah,
too, but
but-
I think that is unreal.
Like NBA, they change it up a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'd
And I
love to
reckon
see us
fans wanna-
commercialise a bit more and do
Well,
some
even the
different shit.
tracksuit. I said, get a retro tracksuit.
Yeah.
Because there's an old one going around. I think one of my friends has it, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You want to be. I'm not potting the AFL's merchandise.
No, I
but-
am. Fuck them.
Okay, it looks shit ass, right? Get a tracksuit, get some apparel. The fans can go to the game in.
Oh, it's putrid
instead of
what
a
we do
star,
here.
instead of a
Let
scarf,
me take it over. I'll do it for them.
and get them a big 3-stripe Adidas tracksuit if it's
Seriously,
Adidas
a
or
bit of
Nike.
vintage stuff.
Button-up ones.
Just get a matching
Yeah.
tracksuit,
Oh,
mate.
the old
Get me-
snap pants. Oh, that
Get the
was
snap
beautiful.
pants.
Yeah,
Get the
So-
warm up for the NBA. Whatever they got, get something like that for
That's
a
a
couple
good
of
call,
rounds.
Tom.
So how about this then?
I'm nodding my head once for it with him.
So Fremantle's got their OG strip that they brought back last year. Incredible. You know what else I'd love to see? Mm-hmm. Imagine Port Adelaide bringing back the actual Thunderbolt.
Oh, yeah.
like
Bit of
probably-
drama in that though. Was it? Oh,
No, that's the prison bars.
Yeah, it's my bad.
I'm talking the actual Thunderbolt. Like that would be elite.
The
I'd
teal
love
blue?
to see us move just change it up a bit more. Do a yellow one. Do a pink one. Like, why do we have to be so boring? Anyway, that's a chat for another time. So you're saying Freo? Leeds, who you got?
Well, I think only out of last year's top 8, I've only got the Tigers going in, the Bombers drifting out. I
So
think.
you're staying quiet.
I reckon it's nearly the same as what it was last year. But
So who's going
just
in?
from memory, I think the Tigers didn't make the finals last year, but I've got them in my top 8.
Who's dropping out?
But I haven't got the Bombers in there. So, yeah,
Right.
I've still got the Giants in there, just in 8th.
Yep. So sorry, just to confirm, are Tigers making the 8?
I've got them in the 8.
You've got them in, and Essendon.
Essendon obviously played finals last year.
Yep.
But I've got them just out.
Just out. Okay.
I'm going with Carlton to make the 8 for the first time since 2013. Lids.
You could.
Yeah, what happened in 13? I
Good
can't
times.
remember.
Good times.
Were you playing?
Yeah, the curtain raiser. I was playing out the front before it.
Yeah.
It's good to watch.
For those listeners that weren't around, it was,
I think
they
it's-
came in from 9th.
Yeah,
didn't
that
they?
was a,
Yeah.
that was a year with the Essendon
Yeah.
Essendon saga. They got kicked out of the finals. Carlton came in, played the Tigers in the
First
first
time
final.
we'd been there since 01, I
Nick
think.
Dygan,
Yep.
the history of Nick Dygan came in,
Kick 4.
kick 4, and he wasn't even didn't know he was playing until 5 minutes before the game.
Was eating meat
And then he
pies.
got delisted.
Yeah, it's a good
So,
culture.
Anyway, you can tell Train has picked Carlton because he's busy. Oz American Aces, Rick Sightware, he's in Adelaide, he's in Perth, doesn't absorb much footy commentary.
No.
And obviously all the hype at the moment is about Carlton.
Yep.
That's all it is, Train, isn't
No,
it?
it's not.
Carlton,
It's not.
Mate, Carlton last week.
They got injuries. They got too many injuries. You give me that forward line with no injuries, they'll dominate. And the midfield. And I've got another big blonk that's going to be
Why
in there.
Carlton? Name a couple. Like obviously Charlie Curno's back. Is there someone else that's who?
I reckon their forward line's
Yeah.
quick, their keys are good, and their midfield's amazing.
Small
Hopefully
forward line,
Walshy's fine. If Walshy's back, mate, they're going to make the
Who's
8.
their other forwards?
They got no ground level forwards.
Little fish.
I shouldn't say that.
They got
but
Owies. Little Owies.
Always
Yeah,
he's
he's
been
12
playing
Fisher.
great.
Little
I-
fish.
Okay,
Fish is
I'll
nice.
ask
Nice bit of pressure.
when you've how many of you had a new coach come in? You would have had one.
I've had about 14.
Yeah,
I'm not
but-
even joking.
yeah.
I literally had that many.
How was the group? Like, did they?
Yeah, but the thing about this, Tommy, is, and I want Carlton to go well this year, and I think they will, but you can't win a whole season on the hype of the new
No,
coach.
no, there's no
it
hype
falls
here.
away after
There's
8
no
games.
hype here. They've done a
6
lot of
games.
work behind the scenes for a long time with draft picks and these players, and they're mature now. They're
but-
sick of being no good, right?
Yep.
I'm saying to you, they're my best value bet. There's going to be a lot of teams. We know the AFL has tried to even up the competition with all these compensations and picks and whatnot. They are ready. They're going to play finals football. And I love the thing I love about this show is it's getting recorded. So Mick, we're going to bring it back up.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with me, I'll put me plums right here.
Yeah,
I'm
love
telling
that.
you, Carlton
Well,
will.
don't put them there, mate.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, we get mate. They're playing finals football, and that is
Hey,
my
I love
my
that.
top 8 prediction. They'll be 8th.
Love it.
Maybe more.
Love that. I can't pick one again. I got 2. Can I give you 2?
What's this? You go 2 every
I
time.
got 2.
Yeah, well that makes
I
it
know the
easy.
host.
All right, I'll go 1 then.
Put
I'll
your
go
nuts
1.
on the line and say one.
I'll give it. I'll just.
See, if Dyl Buckley was the CEO of the AFL,
Oh, Jesus.
everyone would get a rising star.
Yeah.
There was nominated.
Encouragement award.
I'd give participations.
Oh, we get to the finals. All right, good job,
Okay.
guys. Let's
All
just
right.
break
A draw,
it.
you all get medals. We're not coming back next.
I think
next
that there's.
week.
I think that there's going to be. I think that there's just going to be a lot happening this year. Okay, I'll talk about one in particular.
Yeah.
But I'll just mention the other one. Collingwood finished 17th last year.
Yeah.
Which is pretty incredible when
And
you
they're
think
making
about
the
it.
8, you reckon?
I think they'll. No, they're not my team. I'm saying
Oh.
they will rise. They will
Thought
really,
that's where
really
you're
rise.
going
A team that will make the 8 this year that I'm really bullish about is Hawthorne. They finished 14th. They've got.
Were you talking about him
Sorry.
not watching much footy or this guy?
Oh wow! Tell me, what did we say before? This show's recorded, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This show's
You're a
recorded.
genius, mate, because that is so far off.
Oh wow! Okay.
I can't pick.
Hawthorne?
I can't read Hawthorne to be honest.
Hawthorne this
Not the
year
Bible, you
will
reckon?
make
Can't read
the
them.
top 8.
They'll win 3-7.
Did you hear what I said earlier? Denver Granger Barasse. He's coming in.
He's played
In all
5.
seriousness, the reason I think they're a great outfit is I really rate Sam Mitchell.
Yep.
I love what they're doing. I think that even Clarko was onto something before he left anyway. He didn't leave them at the bottom. They had
They won their last 5 or their last 6 or something.
they lost won a lot of their last games. If you think about their list as well, what's happened? Burgoyne, Pat, and Scully left contracts. There's a lot of space there, so they've had to bring these players in. They're moulding them. They've given younger guys opportunity when they normally wouldn't get it. Will Day,
Star.
Scrimshaw and look, I can't think of them right now. There's a lot of others.
They got rid of Deledio for the development coach. So obviously the kid's going to develop it faster.
Way faster. Andy Otten, he's got
He's had a big impact on them as well. That's what I'm saying. That'd be good.
Taught him how to
That's
do
my
pull-ups.
pick.
That was big. That
Yeah.
too.
So
You'll
just
be
to
eating your
recap,
words.
you said
Freo.
Freo.
We've got the Tigers back in the 8.
Tigers back in, so you'd be probably the favourite. I've gone Carlton, and then you've got Hawthorne, probably the long shot.
So would you say, just then back to my comment then, would you say Collingwood's more likely than Hawthorne?
They're probably very in a similar boat. aren't they?
Similar, I reckon. Yeah.
But I like what they're doing. Like I probably came across as a bit disrespectful because it's a new coach.
Mick, you did. You did come on. Yeah, you did.
He's been very public in saying, they've got aspirations, but their aspirations are to
that's
kind
what
of
all, Mick,
develop
you're a coach. That's what all coaches say. They all
wanna
say
hear
that.
that.
Now I'm going to read out a few players that I really love. James Warple. Sicily's back.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're fucking getting some things going here. Chanka with Giath, who I absolutely love.
CJ.
Scrimshaw, Dylan Moore, Will Day. I love Blake Hardwick. Love the way he goes about it. I feel like Chad Wingard's going to have a huge year. Max Lynch from the Pies.
Yeah, maximum lunch.
Yeah, I think that he could do some good things. And obviously Denver, Granger, Barasse.
So you think they're going to come in the top 8?
I think they will. I think they'll. How good was Jai Newcomb last year? Big tackling machine.
Yeah.
He's eligible for the Rising Star.
He
He's
is.
not mine.
And
You'd know, a bit of.
Yeah, he was involved with Box Hill. We just got him up as like a top up player.
Yeah.
To get some more players when I was at Box Hill, and then went away. COVID hits. No one sees him, and then all of a sudden he's tearing it up. Let's get him back involved.
Yeah.
And he's on a list and averaging 12 tackles a game.
is it true that the Hawks? If anyone's seen this, I saw an article the other day of another young bloke from Box Hill VFL actually runs the brand Push Pull as well.
Vinny Dooch.
Yeah. Is that they're looking at him as well? Is that a
He's the one.
possibility?
He was the only one training on, I believe.
go.
I don't know whether they're going to sign him or not. But
Yeah, shout out to Vinny, shout out to Push Pull, great brand.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. Good story
he
again
was
from
my little right hand man when I was down there training.
fantastic.
Pain in the arse he was.
Yeah. Now, bottom 8 then, boys. Who's sliding? Can't be Fremantle, Mick, because you picked him to go up.
Sliders. What? So from top 8 to bottom 8?
Yes,
So
that's
just
normally how it
punch-
works. Yep.
I think I gave mine away already.
Punched out a couple of texts while I'd given up on that conversation.
Yep, fair enough.
You got the list of the Hawthorne players up and you just read them verbatim as they were presented to you. So I'm going to go with the Sliders, and I'm thinking this was around just Sliders. So I was thinking West Coast are going to nearly finish on the
You can
bottom.
go sliders, whatever you want.
West
yeah.
Coast are going to.
I've got them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Essendon just out of the 8th.
You got Essendon. Last year, Tommy, you guys would remember, I said West Coast would win the grand final. Now,
Why wouldn't we remember?
I said that
don't.
last year. Do you remember how confident I was? I said West Coast Brisbane would be the grand final. I was super confident in West Coast. And look, call me silly, but I think that's nearly one of the most wasted lists and times ever. When you think about who they have, Nick Naitanui, Luke Shuey.
Remember on the park, man. That's the
But
problem.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I love that team. Like, I love West Coast. I really love their
Yeah,
players.
but they got one. They got a
No, I
flag.
know, but I'm saying they should have had more. Like,
Yeah.
they still
Take
should
one,
be.
wouldn't you?
Oh,
Just,
it's-
that's what it's all about. You got to take
Oh, okay. You take one and you leave and you go home.
What is wrong with you?
I'm not taking one. What do you mean? It's like
You're
saying,
greedy.
well, it's like
Mate,
saying
without arguing,
Brisbane Lions back in the 2000s say, oh, we won 2001. Let's just don't worry about 2002
Yeah,
and
but the list
2003.
these days, it's that hard to get one. The way it's designed,
Do you
one's
think
enough.
members, Thomas, do you think the members
Yeah.
of West Coast are going, oh, hey, we had one. Fuck it, we'll sit on the bottom of the
No,
line.
no,
Do you reckon
no.
that's what they're saying,
They
Tom?
want 4. But
Exactly,
I'm saying to you,
dick.
Yeah, don't get angry. I'm saying they got one. They got a few injuries, and now they're on the decline. They're getting old. You know.
Hey, here's something for you. Don't get injured.
yeah, each your own advice, mate.
You know it's not that hard, mate. You know you're at the back. You're doing bloody ground balls, bang, calf. It's not that easy to say that.
Fair call. Well, anyway, I was disappointed in them, so good on you, Mick. Another WA team, mate. There's other teams in the competition.
Trying to
You
go
went
over to WA
Essendon?
for the
Well,
Derby
yeah.
and get some cashies. So.
I did my top 8 and
If you're listening, Kelly Black.
I did my top 8 and they were the only team that I couldn't get in there. So unfortunately they've slid out and that's the Bombers. But mate, I still really like them. I think they're an exciting team to watch. They're fast. And I think Ben Rutten, obviously I played under him at Richmond for a little bit in the back line, but I think he's doing good things and I know a few other boys that are down there. So I'm saying they're sliding because I didn't fit them in my top 8 because I had the Tigers going back in.
It's a little bit do or die for the Dons, but they've been building for so long, haven't they? Like, it's about time they start hustling to get in. Like, you'd think it'd be a failed season if they don't make the top 8.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I suppose. Well, they made the finals last year, so they'd be wanting to build on that.
I think they make it.
Yeah.
Look at.
I probably think they do.
We probably need a snapshot of your top 8.
Do you want some players?
No,
Give us your top
I've
8.
got half the comp in the top 8.
Let's write down your 8.
Yeah, let's go your 8. Let's give you 5 minutes on that.
Give me 5 minutes and I'll look through it while Tommy Horse Teeth telling a shit story.
Jeez, you got defensive with West Coast. Just on West Coast, I think they're going to slide, boys. They got a lot of injuries.
Hey, they would be so disappointed that they didn't make an era out of that grand final team.
I mean, you can't win them all.
I don't know how we're saying that. What I'm saying is they could have had a dynasty and you blokes are happy with one flag. Like,
When did they finish in 19?
I feel like you said that they wasted the list. They got a little bit out of it.
I didn't say they wasted. I'm saying they should have been.
What's their problem then? What are you saying is their issue?
I think the injuries is the issue, but I'm saying you'd be still, even if you're a supporter of the club, you'd still be disappointed that they haven't been able to get the continuity of their team.
Yeah. 100%.
100%.
Does their game style still stack up, you reckon?
I think it's the Weagles Webb.
Yeah.
Mate, look at the players they've got in the back line. Barasse, you've got
Here
McGovern,
we go.
Duggan, like those 3 players.
Bunga
Shannon
Hearn.
Hearn. Like that Weagles Webb was nearly the forefront of
John
creating
Worsfold's coming back. You got
the...
Carl Langdon, Peter Sumich up forward.
Material.
Big
on the
loss
wing.
though. Shep's retired.
Yep.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of big. I mean, Shep's a star.
I was actually talking.
His face
I was
goes
actually
to-
talking to some articulate. I was really onto something then. Anyway, Tommy, is West Coast you?
Yeah, I just think they went 9th last year, so I think they'll slide just due to injuries and personnel.
Done. All right, so for me,
Your top
the
8.
top 8 was Melbourne, Port, Geelong, Brisbane, Bulldogs, Sydney, Giants, Essendon, and I said Hawthorne are going to get up there.
Said Hawthorne and
No, I said they're going to rise up the
West
ladder.
Coast. Did you say West Coast before we make
No,
finals?
Collingwood and Hawthorne will be the biggest improvers.
Oh, so
So
they're
that's
outside
what I was
the 8.
saying.
But you also said, quote, Hawthorne will make the 8.
So it's a top 10
Yeah, I
this year.
think I did say that.
Was that
So
top 10?
what I would say if I had to kick out a team of the 8 and put Hawthorne in, I'd have to take out the Giants nearly because I think Essendon play. So I'm going to go Melbourne, Port, Geelong, Brisbane, Bulldogs, Sydney, Essendon, Hawthorne.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, you happy with that?
Yep.
Dick Wad.
What's next?
Next
good.
up, gentlemen, we have the Brownlow.
Now,
Where's this going?
this guy gave me COVID.
Caleb Sarong.
Lockie Neal.
Did he really?
What are you kissing him for?
I did my own contact tracing. Traced it all the way back to a big sloppy embrace at the Robe Hotel
That's great.
with Lockie and his dad Scratcher got married just a couple
Oh,
of days
yes.
before. And I reckon I got it there. So Lockie Neal apparently
Flying.
all good.
Going to play inside, is he? Or is he going to spend a bit more time forward, kick more goals?
Lockie. Oh no, just midfield walking. Like when you watch a player play, and when I used to play, I was like, I tried so hard, and I was always exhausted out there. Lockie Neal just walks around, and he'll do something, then he'll walk, and then he'll get the ball again 4 times. It's just bullshit.
You know what I wish I had of Lockie Neal's? His calves.
Yeah, you got big
They are
calves.
the biggest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're big, man.
Unbelievable. My Brownlow medalist is Maxi Gawn. I reckon, there's a lot of talk about Petrarca and Oliver, but I think he's the guy. If you can get forward and kick more goals like he did in that prelim,
That was awesome.
he's a real chance.
It'd be great to see the big fella.
When he's so lovable.
Well, it's a midfielder's award. Imagine seeing the big Gawny up there. He's the man of the people.
He'd give a great speech, wouldn't he?
Well, he'd probably be playing the next week, so he
Yeah,
probably
he
couldn't be
wouldn't
too pissed. But yeah, it'd be great to see the big fella up there. I've gone mainstream, mate. Yeah, I've gone Patrick Cripps.
Oh, yeah. After his form in the last game, kick 4.
I didn't even watch that game.
didn't you?
I was more about last year. I thought he was banged up. I thought there's a bit of that, like you said, that look in those. I've got Blues coming up, right? So with my whole theory, I
Yep.
feel like they're going to be top 8, like I've said to you guys, and I think he is going to really show what he's about. He's going to lead from the front while she's out. So he's going to get tagged, but you can't tag these big blokes that win their own balls. I believe that he'll start the season really well. Hopefully stays injury free. And
He's always got their votes, right?
yeah.
Sam Walsh is coming
Oh,
back.
Walsh is
and
a
then-
real smoky.
And they've got Chera. Bit of spread around the votes, I'd imagine, at that club.
Don't mind that. I feel like there's a bit of presence there. You know what it's like. The umpires,
Yeah,
they know.
if it's a flip of the coin,
Yeah, you know.
Cripper or
yeah,
Chera.
Yeah. So if they win more games, it's I think he is great odds at $13. I just checked it up. So Patrick Cripps.
Love it.
How
I'm
many
going
have
to
you
go. I'm going to go another big body midfielder. A little bit obvious, but I love the way this bloke goes about it. I think he's going to play in a good team. Clayton Oliver. Probably should have won it last year. Being completely honest. Which takes to the next question. If you're going now, and I'll ask this to you two because you're both probably in the position where you nearly could have won one. Mick tells the stories all the
nowhere
time.
near it.
If you look at it now, besides the notoriety of the Brownlow medal being on the Monday night, being at that time, prime time on Channel 7, if I say to you, which medal do you respect more of how it's judged? The Brownlow versus the AFL MVP, without the history of the Brownlow, what would you want? The umpires to vote for you, or your team,
Well,
your
the peers.
peers?
Yeah, probably the AFLPA peers vote.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but I wouldn't mind having a little Chaz Brown
what I
around
mean.
my neck.
But if you put the notoriety and the $1 million bucks you get,
100%.
well, did I tell you a story when Fifey won the Brownlow?
I don't
Tell
mind.
us, Mick. Tell us, Mick.
Yeah, I went Fifey won the Brownlow. I was there, and he broke his leg in that last game, so he had to go get surgery. And he's +1, so we had to stay for the next few days. So he was in the hospital, and I got the room at the Crown Towers for 3 or 4 nights. And he just sent me down the street because we had no clothes. I had clothes on me back, but he's like, go get some clothes. And I was like, well, okay. So I went to this shop and it's like, pretty much just made out that had no clothes. Why don't you have any clothes? Just came over from Perth, had the Brownlow. Oh, yeah, who won that? And that I'm actually getting them for him. So the guy gave us a big bag full of clothes and off we go and socks and jocks and all that. Bloody away we go. Fifey, take it back. He's like, nah, wouldn't wear it. Oh. and
You didn't want
it? Didn't want it. Didn't want it at all. And yeah, so I got a full, well, I got to take home the
That's
You got the clothes.
So that's why he's on the couch with no shirt on with the medal around.
But back to the point of money about winning a Brownlow. I had a nap. We went out one night and I had a nap in my room. By now he'd come back and taken the penthouse. So I just got the room.
Yep.
And I rang him. I'm like, what have you been doing? Like scratching the sleep out of my eyes. He's like, just signed $600,000 worth of memorabilia. I was like,
Oh wow.
and I just had an hour nap. He's on $600,000 an hour.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Anyway, stuff the AFL the award then.
Yeah, let's
but
go
I think
Brownlow.
that I do want to see soon that award come up a bit more because it annoys me. I think with the Brownlow, I have a theory that I don't even think the umpires want to vote for the Brownlow. The pressure that would go on it, they're trying to fucking officiate a game.
Yeah.
And then go out and vote for it. And you're not even watching the whole game the whole time. It's a midfielder's medal, let's be honest.
Yep.
Whereas the MVP is literally the MVP of the comp.
How much time did you put into those surveys though when they were coming round?
No, but
How much time?
But it's normally pretty obvious.
How much did you put in?
Oh, where's me, mate?
So in reference,
not the big one, not the big one.
So in reference to
Oh,
what
not the big one.
reference to what Brett's saying here with the MVP awards is what would happen. I think quarterly, maybe throughout the season, they'd send an email through where every player would have to vote for who they wanted to win the MVP. And you're right, there isn't. But I think that if it was held in a higher regard, people would take it more seriously. And I suppose if it had the commercial backing of what the Brownlow
Well,
does.
let's go to America again, the big American sports fan over here. You got the one that's called MVP, you got, NBA, NFL, but there's different positions in the NFL. So MVP generally goes to the quarterback, but then they have defensive and they have comeback of the year and they have all these things. So, the Brownlow is pretty much like the MVP of the comp, but it's a midfielder's award. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. But I like what you're saying about umpires. It would be probably cool to have a committee that isn't an umpire.
Do it instead.
Well, maybe actually, to be honest, right now I don't actually understand how they do it. I've never actually thought about it. But if it's the umpires, obviously game day and they do their votes still, whatnot. I don't understand how they're watching the game and umpiring and going, without looking at stats.
Now, Collingwood medalists, we got one just quickly, round table.
You did scratch this off the run sheet.
I did, so let's get rid of it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Because you know what?
I'll go on.
Give the forwards a lick.
Charlie Cameron.
Oh,
Like that.
I'm another Cameron, but Jezza.
Yeah.
The big
I
Cameron.
had Jezza as well. The
fisherman?
Yeah, the fisherman.
Nice. I'm going back to Brisbane and Joe Danaher.
Oh, nice. Just on Joe Danaher quickly, I think that he's going to have an absolute pearl of the year. If you think about his footy the last 3 years, it was nearly out. Last year he came, played consistently, getting his body right. He wasn't at his best. but
Another year.
and what features in the next question, which I'm going to throw into now, is the premiers. And when I talk premiers, I thought grand finalists. Who plays? For me, it's Sydney Swans versus Brisbane Lions.
Okay.
Something
like
we
that
can
call,
agree
Mick?
on.
Mick likes
Something
that.
we can agree on.
There it is.
The Swans win, though, for mine.
Brisbane win for mine.
Okay, I'll tell you quickly about why I think the Swans win. I just love the Swans, love the way they play. I love Horse, his coaching philosophy. I just, that it's like a linear footy, it's up, back, up, back. They've got these big body midfielders. Callum Mills, who's, from all reports, just absolutely on fire at
Got
the
a
moment.
dreaded Achilles.
He's going to be a midfielder this year. Isaac Heaney, Errol Goulden, Logan McDonald. You've got the McCartan brothers, Errol Goulden, as I've said. Like, there's that many players that I'm just loving from the Swans.
They've got Errol Goulden.
Yeah. And they do. Justin McInerney is an All-Australian as well, apparently. So I really, really like the Swans. I love what they're about. And the reason I love Brisbane and to make the finals this year is I don't know if this stat is 100% correct, and I can almost guarantee it isn't. But the Lions have been in the finals, the top 4 finish, I think, the last 3 years, and exited in straight sets.
Yep.
So I think they're going to learn a lot from that. They're going to learn a lot from it, and this is their year to finally work it out. But in saying that, I think the losses that they've had have always been to the Premier. That's one. So last year they lost to Melbourne in one of the games. The year before they lost to Tigers, and vice versa. So for me, I think it's a Sydney Swans versus Brisbane Lions grand final.
And I'll be brief, but Swans, I like their coaching setup. They've got one of the best coaching sets. So Horse.
Who else they got?
They got Don Pike, Dean Cox,
Jeremy Laidler.
Jeremy Laidler, coach of the VFL. Stevie Johnson.
No.
Is he still there? Or has he gone
the
back?
Giants.
So he was. When was
He
he?
was
at
Jared
Swans?
McVeigh's taking.
Jared McVeigh. So pretty good.
Yeah.
Like as
Brett Kirk, is he still there?
Kirky.
As a runner.
Bit of scout. Bit of
Good
So
runner.
I got one for you too. Like, I like one of your teams. You're telling me Sydney are better than Bulldogs, Melbourne?
I'm telling you, they will be.
Bulldogs, right?
You think they're
Here's one for you.
You think they're better than them? That's my
Yeah,
question.
Bulldogs backline is susceptible, I would say, without Alex Keith. And he was a bit
Easton
injury
Woods
prone.
out. He's retired,
Go
hasn't
on,
he?
yeah. Front half, Aaron Norton gun. Okay.
So good.
Josh Bruce not back for a long time.
Josh Bruce not back. Jamaro, they're not playing, and Young, like young player. So
Be English to rest up there. Stephen Martin in ruck.
yeah, but how many? Tim English is going to kick you 40 goals.
Bring it to the
at
front.
moment. Yeah, who's going to ground level kick him?
Waitman,
Yeah, it's a good call, but who else?
Mitch Wallace. He'll lay a tackle.
He plays in the VFL at the moment.
He'll be playing. But I'm just saying to you.
Nah, it's a good call.
Sydney above.
Nah, yeah, I
Them two?
just think Sydney. You just watch this group.
I rate them. Yeah.
Like, you can just tell. I don't know any of them from Barasse. You just see like some connectivity between these guys.
Good
Living
culture.
off the grid as well, off
Yeah.
the footy grid.
No,
There's nothing like
I'm
living-
pumped for the Swans this year.
Nothing like Sydney, Mick. Nothing like Sydney.
I know you just mentioned it before, but can I just go back for my Coleman? You've really pumped me up with the astronaut.
You like him?
Yeah, Aaron Norton.
Yeah.
I reckon
Jeez, he's got
he's
good
up
mitts.
there. Oh, he's a beautiful man.
Big naughty.
Brett, who do you reckon
Yeah,
wins?
I've got the D's, but versus Port Adelaide Power.
Yeah, nice.
And I've got the D's going back to back.
Nice.
Do you reckon they'll do it easy? Like you're talking...
I don't think it'll be easy. I don't
Yeah.
think I think we've seen history that going back to back is bloody hard. So it'll be tough, but I just love the way they set up, and it's just it's like clockwork watching them. It's like watching Richmond back from 2017, 18, 19, although they missed out 18, but you knew they were going to be right in games, and if it wasn't for Mason Cox clunking a fair few in the prelim, then they're probably going through to win 3 in a row.
We've harped on it, but it was like they're like West Coast of that era, like that.
Yeah,
18
but hopefully they cash in on it, Nick. That's what I'm sort of saying, mate. No, hopefully the Demons...
They're like West Coast.
No, their fans don't
should've-
care. They
well,
got their...
Yeah, oh no, Demons fans, they don't care anymore, Mick. They've got one flag. They're just going to never support
West
them again.
Coast, I've just come back to this point. West Coast should have cashed in on all the premierships were up for grabs.
Yeah.
When Richmond won 3 out of 4 and should have won 4 out of 4.
There you go. Cool. Good on you. Shut up. Just on what you were saying there, Lids, remind me what it was. Melbourne.
Yep.
The good thing that's exciting about them too, just a little thing that is cool is they've actually added to their list too, like picking up guys like Luke Dunstan, who I think is actually a
Good depth.
very, very good depth player that
Yep.
is one of those guys that might not play the first 10 games, but if there's injuries that come in, he comes in and can be like a pivotal role
Yep.
in that team. He had 13 Brownlow votes in the last 8 games for Saints
Yep.
last year. Now he's playing at the D's.
Yeah.
Adam Tomlinson as well,
Again,
our
one
good friend.
of ours is back from knee reco and looks
which is
likely to
great.
slot back in,
He
which
needs
is
to get a
fantastic.
flag. He needs to
He
get one.
is looking so fit.
Mate, massive.
Adam Tomlinson referring to, by the way,
Yes,
for
big
those.
shout out to Tomo. We all love you, and we can't wait to see you back out there. But he is like a new man, the way he's attacked his rehab.
Recently engaged too, the big fella.
He's doing it all.
He is.
So
But isn't that a thing? lads as well. Like they had a few players that missed out, so it keeps that hunger there for the ones that haven't even had it yet.
And they push the rest of the boys to stay on top of their game, which is what you want.
Train.
I've got Brisbane versus the Demons.
Okay.
Who's
your premier?
I actually didn't do the whole top 2. I just did the premier. Yeah. So, but I think that's what'll happen, and I think
So who was the premier?
I think the Lions will win it.
Okay.
I think to what your point was, they've been around, but I thought Cam Rayner's a forgotten man.
Yeah.
And another shout out to Cam because I can't wait to see him back, and neither can everyone. He's had a
Eric Hipwood?
Yep, he'll be back. I don't know when, but
Middle of the year.
Middle of the year. So, but Lachie Neale was a bit banged up last year for most of the year. He's battling a few injuries, and they've got a mature list. I like their spine. I like the key factors. I said contested footy, versatile midfield. They've got a great spine, and they're electric up forward. So, I like the Lions, and I'd like to see a new team win a flag every year just to keep the competition, nice and attractive. So go the Lions.
Fantastic. Second last sort of segment. This one's left field call. Could be around anything in particular in the AFL, whatever you want. Headline, yeah, left field headline call, whatever you want.
Get this on tape. This is all on tape, yeah?
It's still
this is all on
recording,
tape?
yeah.
Balls on the table.
This is all on tape?
Yeah, still recorded. Yep.
Stewie Jew,
Yep.
I'm over it. I've let it go. I've let it go.
Can we just, for the record, Mick has just brought up Fremantle and Gold Coast Suns. This
He
I don't
averaged
think he's
40.
spoken about one other team.
He averaged 40.
I've let it go.
Yeah. So you've moved on.
Was that the call?
No, the call is after the Ben King re-signing, the Suns are. That is a landmark moment in the Suns' history and future. That's big. Their group is strong and connected. There'd be a lot to do there with the connectivity of Ben King with Stewie Jew. For mine, he signs on at year's end or during the year. Stewie Jew
So maybe
gets an extension.
Mick, have you ever thought about this outside your little small brain? Is maybe that the King, Ben King, knows maybe that something else could be happening mid-year.
I spoke about this on a show
that.
that you and I did last year with Gareth Hall, which I'm now only doing.
Yeah, which I think I've been sacked from because the research wasn't.
But my take,
like rocking up and reading the paper in the front news and just wasn't really sufficient.
Hawthorne making the 8, all that stuff. I think there's a modern generation coming through. Lids would know a fair bit about it, managing the kids and not the kids, the young players. They are very connected to what they know. So at the moment, Ben King, Matt Rowell, Lukosius, Anderson, all those young boys that are going to be there for a long time would have a connection to each other. But they would feel very comfortable and trusting of, Wayne Campbell that's now there, Stewie Jew. So I think there's a bit more to it than King saying, a new coach is coming.
Yeah.
I think these guys are fairly connected to what's going on there.
Cool.
I like it.
I like that. I think you're right as well. They've got a good group. They're young and they're even like Braden Fiorini. I think he'll have a pretty good year. But you can see what like Brownell's done, bringing a few. Even like they've got Chol there now, and Rory Atkins obviously made him one, but he had a shit year last year.
Oleg Markov as well.
Yeah, Oleg. So there's a lot of like depth there now, and hopefully they can stay. And the way Touk Miller plays football, the way he plays
Peanut
football,
boy, isn't he, for two-way footy?
Yeah, but the way he plays is literally like that's the culture you need to build, and that's what he's doing, and that's what he leads from the front. So if they can all play like.
Just going to throw a name out because he's just
I've got two names because I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. 2 names to watch from the Gold Coast Suns this year. Elijah Hollands.
Yep, hasn't played yet.
Bushranger.
Yeah,
Massive, really, really talented young fella that hasn't played yet. So, Liz, you know a bit about him. The second one is someone that has absolutely my admiration and respect is James Titsas.
Oh, yeah.
Is that how you're...
Cheetahs.
Cheetahs? Cheetahs.
From Woodville, West Torrens.
He played at Woodville West Torrens, but I used to play against him at Geelong VFL as well. He's done the rounds. He's played at a lot of VFL clubs and he's just never given up, this bloke, and he's now landed himself on a list. And for me, that is, you just have the utmost respect for these players and wish the best for him. So I'm very, very excited to see and hope that he gets a really good opportunity. But Elijah Hollands is another one that was a top pick with the same year as Logan McDonald and...
who was picked one? Jamara.
Yeah. And then he was pick 3. So we haven't seen him play yet.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I think he was a bit after. He's 7 or 8, but that's okay.
Yep.
I've gone a little bit...
Just to back over it, Stewie, I'm over it.
Yeah.
It's evident.
Finally. You got a lot of the footy, though. I remember playing against you that one day in 44 touches. I've actually gone
46.
with... 46. Was it? The AFL tries to outdo the NFL with its halftime show this year by bringing back...
Dyl Friends.
Bliss and SO draft and the Hilltop Hoods.
Nice.
So not the West Coast old school. They're going to bring back all the Australian hip hop bands. It's more of a piss take than anything else.
I actually didn't mind it, Brent.
I was
I
on.
love a bit of Bliss and SO.
I wish we had this chat prior. Now you got
Going
me
down
thinking.
the long road, down the long
Yeah,
road.
yeah.
It's like back on the train on the way to school, you know?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, let's
So
do
all
that.
the boys that listen to this, they'll be like, who the hell is he talking about?
Yeah. What I want to do is, Footy Friends, I want to get around one play this year between all of us that we can really,
You've got nothing for
off
us
the
anyway,
beaten
that one.
track, anyone that
skipped
sort of
over.
isn't an A grade, B grade, B to C grade player that we can really just support, good person, someone that's in there. So throw some names in if there's anyone out there that you're sort of loving watching at the moment, and we'll spitball from there.
I went with Michael Frederick from the Dockers.
Oh, shut up.
Star.
Seriously, what other teams do you watch?
You can't go any more.
you're
Like, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
He's going to be something special.
Oh, he's quick.
Yeah.
But you are going very biased over there.
Yeah.
You're a footy head. Just give me another team. Give me a Victorian.
Someone we can get around. And we just spoke about him, actually. We like the hard-nosed type of hard doer.
We just want someone that's sort
John
of...
Newcomb.
Oh, you want to see
I
him do
like
well?
John Newcomb. No,
Yeah.
I really want to see him go well. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I've gone with someone, the team that you want to see playing the granny, actually in the Lions, Zacky Bailey. I love watching him play.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon he's ready to explode. He hasn't had the...
Nah, I
David
agree.
King's been on him for a little bit just because he's speed and power out of stoppage, but I love his ability to... Now he's going to come into the midfield, I think, but kick goals. And
Yep.
Iceman too, because he doesn't mind the big moments, which is good. So I'm hoping he's a big year for him.
You know, with Zach Bailey, it's actually quite funny because I think you wouldn't have played this game, but I used to play the NEFL Brisbane sort of every third week back in the day. And Zach Bailey was sort of a figure that was always coming up in these games. And I thought he was drafted. He was actually like a 17-year-old playing. You think that for some reason, I don't know if it's just me, but I sort of thought maybe he was a bit of a rookie or late selection that's come through and just become good. But he was actually always touted.
Yeah, second
He was
rounder, I
second
think.
rounder, very good
Yep.
sort of young player.
NT boy who played his footy down in SA and then up
and
to the Lions.
then went up to, but wasn't he academy player up there?
Don't think so. Just drafted by the Lions and
And where do they have their academy players? Brisbane, isn't it?
I think the Gold Coast have got a bit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Anyway,
Handy.
he's a fantastic player, and yeah, wishing the best for him.
I've got two. I'm going to start with Connor Ryden, obviously, again,
Yep.
Giants. But
Big C.
I want everyone to just know this man's personality and the way he plays. He fights for the boys. He's the Energizer Bunny. He's the man in the locker room that gets him up. He's the bloke game day that does the strides to the line. He's the one that gets him going.
What do you mean the strides to the line?
You know, boys, straight, one line down to his fucking goal square, right, homies, calves, let's go. Fucking swing your legs, boys, big day today, 10 minutes till game day.
He's good at warming up then, is that what you're saying?
He has done it the hard way, right? He's the man down back now, and I want everyone to get around him. When you watch him, just watch how good he is. But Curtis Taylor,
Big Kurt.
Yeah.
I want to see Kurt.
He's one of our boys,
He
Max
is.
Sports.
So shout out to Kurt.
It's one of Train's boys as well. Did the photo shoot for
Yeah,
for
he's
Reeks.
done the photo shoot for Ricks, but this bloke can take a hang. He can kick a
can.
sausage. He's going to pop up. He's a little sprinkler up forward, and he play a bit of midfield hopefully as well. So I reckon you'll see a bit of Curtis Taylor in the Herald Sun.
Oh, I like
on a
that.
Sunday
Good looking
morning.
rooster too, the young
Yeah,
fella.
yeah.
Very good looking
So
bloke.
they're me too.
What are your three, mate?
My three. No, I've just got one. I've just got one.
Leeds goes bang, takes him forward again.
Yeah. Leeds 1, Buckley 20. Yeah, good work. My favourite young player coming in this year. Now this player's already got a name for himself, but it's just someone that I want to back because I love their attitude. I love the way they play. I love their personality, and I love everything about them. Cody Waitman.
Yeah, me too.
Love watching
He's
him
fun
play.
to watch, isn't he?
So good to watch. So the Footy Friends, Dyl Friends, everything community, I want to be backing this bloke to the hills. I just love the way he plays his footy. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see him a bit more of that Brett Deledio in his first couple of years, coming off the half forward, just straight off the bounce, straight through the guts.
Palms
you
right
know,
off.
Blonde
you're
hair.
never going to get another Brett Deledio. You know, they're
Fried
once in a
glutes.
generation type player, but I'm saying there could be some spurts of that in there. And the tips as well.
So to clarify, we're going to go with four. We're not going to pick one of them.
No, we'll go with our
Because
four.
I love
Yeah.
the fact we've got Connor Ryden that
Yep.
takes the boys to the line.
And also, just to mention as
don't
well.
disrespect him.
No.
I'm not.
Connor Iden is one of the all-time genuine
hard-nosed pro, Mick.
Yeah, no, he is.
No trailing. There's
Love
no
that.
trailings on
Yeah.
Iden.
No lead ups.
If you're a full forward, you wouldn't want to have Iden up your back. It's a fist.
No lead ups. But also, Tommy did, actually, great story of Tommy Sheridan, another one where he's obviously stole
Cars.
No, he's stolen
Couches.
cars. He's stolen apartments in WA. He's also done it in Sydney.
Yeah.
He stole Connor Ryden's spare room for the last sort of 3 weeks up there too.
Speaking of COVID, the train needed a week's accommodation. Thought I'd just give the big fella COVID. No, I'm joking. We got COVID together, so we're stuck together for years. So
ripping guy.
Warm up.
So
I'm
we've
going to
got-
watch the Giants warm up. Hey, when we're doing games up there on from the media boxes and
I'll be
Giants are
watching.
warming up.
I'll tell you
Hey
what.
boys, the best thing about this, it's recorded. I can't wait till you all get your eyes, the Dylan Friends community.
He
just
wouldn't
watch
want to be at the
Ryden,
back. He would not want to
Watch
be at
his
the back.
energy. He's an
Poor bloke's
energizer
going to be
bunny.
that buggered going into the game. He's
Nah,
going to
he
be
loves
really
it.
going hard. Connor Ryden,
Zacky Bailey.
Zacky Bailey,
John Newcomb.
John Newcomb, and Cody Waitman.
And Curtis Taylor. We got.
And Curtis Taylor.
There you
and
go, Kurt as
Mark
well.
Frederick.
And Mike Frederick.
Yeah,
So.
awesome.
Who's your
got six.
second? Give
We've
us
got a
one
leadership
more.
group.
Jesus Christ. One more.
Do you have another one, Lids? While Dill thinks of it. One more bloke.
I spend all my time on it.
Should we go all the way back to Denver Granger, Jack?
You know what? Yes, we should.
Great segment though, there, Dill. How can we look after these blokes? Is there anything that we can do?
It's a good question. I think we just show them their support and their love, and we
That's
just keep
enough,
No
isn't it?
prize
getting
packs?
around them. And no, there's definitely some prize packs. There's a bloke in the bar. We've got it all. So.
Yeah. Let's see how they
That'd be
go
good.
round one, those boys.
All right, boys. Hey, before we leave, I know we've got a lot to do today. It's been fantastic. It's been incredible. It's been great to catch up. We're going to play a game of quick AFL Articulate.
Oh,
We
never played this
smashed
before.
last year. It's fantastic.
I'm
We-
1-0. You're 0-1. Mick,
Yep.
you're
You're
0-1.
0-1.
Yeah, we were teammates
were
last year. So
0-1,
basically how this works is you'll be in teams. So me and Brett, arch nemesis from the MCG. And then you two who are waffle...
The housemates.
You're
Mick,
waffle
remember when you're
housemates.
inside, training outside, off the Pabs Titty, a bit of chemistry.
Form housemates.
So we've definitely a lot of chemistry here, and it's good to be on your side today, Brett. 'Cause you know what happens when you
Foes
and I...
turned friends.
Exactly right. So how it'll work is I'll get names that'll pop up on the screen. Producer Sam's going to be having the timer. I have to try and describe these words to you, and you pick them up before
These images to me.
they're their words.
Oh, they're
But
words.
I can't say the word until
All right.
you get it.
Okay.
You've got to pick the word I'm
But I
saying.
can't rhyme with it. Or you
No.
can't if you're explaining it to me.
Example.
Say it's Sharon, for example. I'll say...
What's that?
It's red. Tommy Sheridan never touches it. And it's on the field, it's a Sharon.
That's a Sharon.
Yeah,
It's a
nice.
red bib.
He's allergic to them.
Yeah, you know exactly what they are.
B team.
You got one skip as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's the old Etihad Stadium. What's it called now?
Marvel.
Love it. Okay. One of the number 5 from the Geelong Cats, most famous player in the AFL of all time.
Gary Ablett. Senior.
The Sun.
Gary Ablett Jr.
Yes. Okay. You run around the outside of the ground and you throw the ball in.
Boundary. Umpire.
Yep. Fremantle. Mick talks about him all the time. He was at the Brownlow with him.
Nat 5.
Yes. Fucking skip that. North Melbourne, their home ground. What's it called?
Arden Street.
Yes. Mick brings him up all the time as well. He's got the thick calves you said earlier.
Lachie Neale.
Yes. The purple, the reporter, purple.
Oh, Damien
Tom.
Barrett.
Yes. No, he got that in.
no.
He got that in.
Sammy.
He got
The
that in.
timer?
Yeah,
No, he
said
got
it
that
on
in.
the- I
He got
said
that
it on
in.
the thing. I mean,
On the
don't-
record.
No, I reckon he got
I
that.
reckon he did, Tom.
I reckon he got that.
I reckon he did.
Well done, Brettle.
How easy with that? I mean, just name the whole midfield
Well,
of
it's
Fremantle.
quite easy. It's quite easy
We're
when
going to be
Mick-
on bloody 20.
When Mick talks about every single person in there.
I hope there's some
It is
more in
quite
there.
easy.
hope Connor Ryden's in here too.
Oh,
So we had 8.
Don't look at me. Look at
The
Mick.
big fella likes, he learns differently over here, all right? So,
Draw pictures.
so
He's a
if-
kinesthetic learner. He's a
okay, so
kinesthetic
if I'm
learner.
not picking up what
Count
you're
me
putting
down,
down, you've got
Sam.
to, you've got to
Shut him up. I've lived with you for a year.
Read it quick, mate, and skip.
And then I got rid of you. Ready? Go. Plays for Brisbane. He's the captain. He's got a weird name.
Zorko, Dane Zorko.
Or the Western Bulldogs suburb.
Footscray.
The Collingwood.
Footscray. Collingwood Football Club.
No, what? The Collingwood what?
Magpies.
Oh, kicked 5 goals for the Melbourne AFLW team on the weekend. Plays for Melbourne. The Pioneer.
Yeah, I know.
The-
Daisy Pierce.
Yes. Red hair. Used to play for Werribee. Wears number 50 for Melbourne.
Ben Brown.
Trainer, you love playing on this position. Up and
wing.
down the outside. Keep out the outside.
Wasted time.
The Sydney Swans goal kicker from way back.
Tony Lockett, Tony Lockett.
Yep. And
Time's up.
yes.
Oh, Jesus, Sammy, that was... I think we needed to... I think he missed that last one.
What do you guys
7.
got? 7 as
We
well.
got 8.
So tie.
No, we got 8. 8 verse 7. Let's go, Brettles. Give it to me, Brett.
Sydney Swans, big-bodied mid.
Shane Mumford. Luke Parker.
Yes. Big game, Essendon and Collingwood.
Anzac Day.
Yes. Where Giants also play their home games.
Giant Stadium.
Other place that they play.
Spotless Stadium.
Other places.
ANZ.
Further south.
SCG.
Further south.
Blacktown.
Capital city of Australia.
Canberra. Fuck me.
Greatest player of all time.
Monica. Greatest player of all time. Brett Deledio.
No, incorrect. Brisbane coach. Collingwood
Michael
coach.
Ross.
Oh my God. Greatest player of all time.
Nathan Buckley.
Greatest player of all time. Go further back.
Lee
Hawthorne
Matthews.
legend.
Lee
Yes.
Matthews.
Train crash. Absolute train crash.
Brett, I just needed a bit more emphasis on the words. I'm not blaming you. But when you're speaking at monotone level, I need a bit of emphasis.
On what? On the big-bodied mid.
Yeah, I want.
There's only Kennedy or Parker. Who else
Sometimes
is
you
there?
can speak to me with your eyes. You go big body mid.
Yeah.
Like that.
ABC.
Yeah.
Trainer, we could layer eyes from you, I reckon.
No, I don't know.
We
Mick.
could layer eyes from you.
2, 3, 4, and we missed.
Start me then. I'll
So
go to the
we're
next slide.
we're 12. We got 12. We're up to 12.
So we need 5 to
That
draw.
was good.
6
That
to
was
win.
good. 6 to win.
I might just,
6 runs.
I might
Brain
just
doesn't
coast.
work.
You've had a shocker today. You've
Yeah.
had a shocker.
Yep.
But it was more. I should have done.
Yeah. Reject.
Hey, it's a team effort.
Favourite for NAB Rising Star.
Nick Dacos.
Yep. Geelong's home deck.
GMHBA Stadium.
Nah, the old
Skilled
school.
Stadium.
Nah, the old
Cardinia
school.
Park.
Thank you. What do you call the thing that Aaron Senlands would just hit it
Ruck
down your
tap.
throat in the...
Centre square bounce.
Yeah, get rid of the middle word.
Bounce. Square bounce. Centre square bounce.
Get rid of the middle word.
Centre bounce.
Thank you. He's coming back from injury for Brisbane, playing forward, number 1 pick.
Ken Runner.
And this is to win.
Go on, take some time
Richmond,
if you're confident.
you're parked there.
If you're confident, take some time.
Richmond what? Richmond, it's called... Is you draw your card out?
I don't think they did either.
You did
What about this bloke going on?
You said to
I reckon he
win.
got 6.
Time out.
Count 'em.
I couldn't hear myself think. He's fucking calling over it.
5.
You idiot.
Hey, we get an extra 5 seconds because I couldn't hear.
Oh, I couldn't hear myself think.
I said take
You
your
idiot.
time. If you want to take your time, take your time.
You paused. You were
paused.
lairising, looking
I
at
was
the
being
screen.
cool, calm and collected. It's the way I used to play footy.
So, gents, we're going to bonus round. Tommy got caught in the end there. He's celebrating as it went. What's going to happen is we're going to have 10 seconds each. It's going to be double header. Mick and I are going to have 10 seconds each to rotate and going. If you get it wrong, though, or I get it wrong, it goes straight to you. And we keep counting. Ready? Melbourne centre half back, number 1.
Stephen May.
Yes. North Melbourne, very young gun, sleeve.
James
Number
Stevenson.
12. Number 12.
Joe Simpkin.
Yes.
From Maribna. Halfback for Sydney. Snake.
Jake Lloyd.
No.
This is New Carlton recruit number 5 from Fremantle.
Chera.
Yep. Irish bloke from Carlton went to Geelong.
Tui.
Yes. Hawthorne did his ACL. He's back this year.
Sicily.
Yes. Phil Davis. I just said his name.
West Coast, number 6.
Elliot Yo.
Did his ACL Bulldogs, full forward.
Josh Bruce.
Fremantle, number 8. Brother of...
Andy Brayshaw. Oh no, Keynote's
Time's
blown
up.
up.
Oh my God, count them up.
Keynote's blown up.
We've got
Smacked
it.
us.
Mick.
We did it, Brett.
What do you got that?
Yeah.
You cost your team again,
You
bro.
cost your team, mate.
You lairising.
You lairising.
Can't see any Rixies on these boys,
No,
trainer.
I can't see the haters when you got the
There's
Rixies
your
on.
retinas.
Boys, congratulations. Well done. Thanks so much for coming in. Best
Pleasure.
of luck for 2022. See you at the end of the season. Watch the grand final here live. Exclusive
Were we?
on Dyl Friends.
We're
Yeah, we will.
in for that.
Yeah, we will.
Let's just recap. West Coast win the flag. According to Dyl Buckley.
Hawthorne top four.
Hawthorne top floor.
Greatest team of the modern era.
Denver,
West Coast
Granger,
20.
Barasse to win the Brownlow, and that's about it.
And no idea who that NAB Rising Star kid's name is, but he's going to win it. So well done.
Well
Great
done.
show. Thanks so
Good
much,
work.
mate.
Good
Thanks,
on you.
mate.